Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Hello. I actually don't know what's funny. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Hello, my darlings, and welcome back to my channel. Today, they're my darlings. Today, I have one of my closest friends and a friend that's very special to me. Introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Jamie Johnson. I am 18. Mara's friend. There's really nothing special about that. But yeah, that's it.
Okay, so good. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the stigma associated with mental health among people of color. And I do understand this is a very sensitive topic, and I just want to clarify, and this is a disclaimer, everything I say on here, I'm young, my opinions might change over time.
Yes.
These are my views now, and I don't know it all, so if you guys have more to say, just comment under below. I asked some people on Snapchat what points they would like to see, and I included them here. So if you see us look down and pass this cue card, we just have some points on here that we do not want to forget to say. So yeah, please enjoy, take everything in, and understand that this is coming from a place of concern and a place of care, not from a place of
criticism.
Yeah, exactly. So get yourself a drink, get yourself some food, because it's about to go down. Right. Now, Debbie, let's start off with you. What do you think is the current situation with mental health among Black people?
Well, I feel like, Black culture, especially African Black culture, they have a very obscure attitude to mental health. So many people are not sure about what mental health is. Those who think they have an idea are not really sure of the symptoms, or don't know how to express themselves when trying to explain what they might be going through. And I feel like it's just more of a sensitive topic that is not spoken about.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
No one talks about it. I feel like sometimes it's normally what's the word? Is it underplayed? Like when you when you talk about something to someone and then they undermine the effects of it. That's what I'm trying to say.
They don't take it seriously.
They don't take it seriously, and they don't take it seriously as physical illness. Just because you don't see a scar on here doesn't mean I'm not going through something.
And I think, funny enough, physical illnesses and mental health illnesses, I believe they're on par with each other.
Definitely.
Because the mental really affects the physical. People may not agree with that, but I'm telling you,
definitely. I think it does, because if you're not mentally stable, if your state of mind is not right, there is no way you're even going to have motivation or will to even do stuff physically. It definitely does affect that. So, what do you think about Black men and expressing how they feel? Do you feel like our culture doesn't allow Black men to express their feelings, or are these issues suppressed? What do you think?
Okay, well, I think I'll answer first, it's fine. So, I think, actually, when it comes to Black men, I feel like one thing is the way they are nurtured, kind of supports the idea that they're supposed to be mature. They aren't supposed to cry, they're not supposed to have feelings, they're supposed to be quite separate from their emotions. And I don't think that should be the idea at all. I learned today, since we're doing A-levels, that no emotion is a bad thing.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what makes us unique as human beings. We're not robots. Robots don't have emotions. As human beings, you should acknowledge how you feel, because if you don't acknowledge how you feel, there is no way you can move past this.
Yeah, so I feel like we have to, our generation, when we're bringing up our children, male or female, we need to really instill that in them. No emotion is a bad thing, but you need to learn to feel the right amount. Did you get what I mean? You need to know how to anger, for instance. You need to know how to deal with the extremes of it. When you're getting angry, you need to know the signs to stop, to do this, to do that. So I feel for men of color, the issue is many of them don't know how to deal with their emotions because they've not been taught that, so they just suppress it. They suppress. And then when things happen, it's really extreme. It's it's either he's committing suicide or there's no talking about it. And even in relationships, so many relationships, people can't communicate. And when they do try to communicate, it's they believe they're communicating right, but most times they say nothing.
Exactly.
Do you get what I mean? And the same issues reoccur. So yeah.
So do you feel like this idea of not having a male role model takes a huge toll on Black men?
Well, the issue is it depends on what you're classifying a male role model as, because many people obviously
Like a
will have their
father.
father figure,
But I
then
think
it
it's a
depends on
different
what your
thing.
father figure is showing
Exactly.
you. Like, is
It's a
your father
different
figure at home? Does he have time to play with you? Does he have time
is
to...
he financially providing for your family?
Like, me and my friends were speaking and we were saying that many fathers are just basically paymasters. Not to be rude, like, but
No, it's the
many
truth.
fathers, like, they give you money, they do that aspect, and I'm not saying that's not important, it's really important, but you also need to be there for your child, because the role of the father is an important role. And as much as we all believe, the role of the mother, but both
There
roles
needs
are
to be an
important.
equilibrium,
There needs to be
yeah.
balance. You need to take part in your child's life, because that really does help, even if it's not, oh, you're teaching this, teaching that, but just so that that child knows they have that support if it's ever needed. So yeah.
Exactly.
I
Right.
need to ask a question. What's the problem? I want you to answer first.
Okay. Okay, ask me a question.
Let's see. Okay. Insensitivity towards mental health. What do you have to say about that?
Right. I think this is particularly common among teenagers and parents. Like, I know sometimes when we've seen cases on Twitter where a girl, say, wanted to commit suicide, or she's showing signs of extreme depression, people are like, why is she doing that? She's being attention seeking. And I do understand that there are some cases where people are being attention seeking, but surely this is an alarm bell that you need to understand and talk to them and actually have a clear idea of what is going on. I think people also need to be more conscious that not everyone is extroverted, not everyone is open to talk about it. With some people, you need to sit down and dig deep and actually understand what they're going through. So I think even just part of playing your role in society as a good human being, be understanding, be patient with people. Not everyone is going to have depression written on their forehead, or anorexia, or bulimia. Do you know what I mean? So you just need to be more sensitive and more understanding with people.
Yeah. To add to what Raya said at the beginning of that, where she says that I was trying to quote you, but I missed my quote. Anyway, she said something about basically how sometimes people say it's attention seeking. One thing I want to explain is that as much as attention seeking can be attention seeking, when people are attention seekers, that in itself is a problem. It shows you, it's an alarm bell. It shows you that there's something wrong. For someone to need the attention, it
badly,
means they have something
that
inside that they
deprived
need to get out. And that's the thing, if you ever see anyone being attention seeking, blah, 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 as much as it might be annoying for some people to be like, why is this person always like this? You need to try and dig deeper, find out what the issues are. Because sometimes that plays such a huge role in actions they may commit later.
Yeah.
I'm such a gestures person. I'm so
No,
sorry.
it's right. I do that as well. Funny enough, someone pointed out my other
so
video,
sorry.
but yeah, I do that.
You guys know
It's
this is
fine.
Araya's YouTube, so I'm not really the media person.
Oh, shut up.
So I'm really like.
Okay, so religion as a dismissive tool towards depression. What do you think about that?
Ooh, this is hard, okay? Because I remember when we were about to start speaking about making this video, so many people were like, oh, speak about how, people just say pray about your issues, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I don't know if any of you have heard about religion being like a cathartic tool. So in that sense, I believe religion does help, because it does help you just sometimes
element of
speaking
faith,
about
yeah.
it, speaking about it, trying to rationalize your issues, that sometimes helps. But what I think is so many people use it in the wrong way. So many, let me say, not even adults, even children, they'll be like, okay, you know what, maybe it's you offended someone, that's why this is happening to you, or this, or this, or you need to go to pray about it because blah, blah, blah. And funny enough, no. There are biological factors as to why people are depressed. As to OCD, there's so many, and the thing is, I think people don't do research, people don't find out their causes.
It's pure ignorance sometimes, yeah.
You don't just go and say, oh, well, it's because you've been a bad person, so blah, 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 blah. No. Okay, guys? No. Like, that's one thing I think people need to get their head around.
Yeah.
There are reasons as to why people have mental health
Definitely.
illnesses.
When you break your head, break your leg, for example. When you break your leg, for example, you don't say, oh, God is going to heal immediately. No, you take antibiotics, or you clean it with antiseptic cream, or you do something. So you can't just sit down and say, oh, God is going to heal me. God doesn't help those who don't help themselves. Sometimes you need to acknowledge you have a problem and seek help. No, but it's true because some people make statements like this, and I think it's not realistic.
And also, as to people looking from outside, judging people with mental health, I feel like it's not something you should really judge. You can have a say as to what you think, but judging is unless you've gone through the situation, it's very hard to like
make sweeping generalizations about what they're going through.
And so when someone tells you they're depressed or things like that,
don't
you
laugh.
can't- I think one thing I've heard some people say, oh, when someone says, oh, they're depressed, make yourself happy. My darlings, making yourself happy is not that easy.
No, do you know
Like,
how
make yourself
ignorant? Do you know how ignorant
it's
that
not that
statement
easy.
is?
Like, it's different if I was just having a bad day and then okay, yeah, I can go out of my way, try and make myself happy. But with depression, there's so much. It's like your chemicals, serotonin, dope. Let me not get into that.
Psychology, but no.
You know what I mean? Like,
It is
your
valid.
chemicals have a lot to play in why you feel that way. So it's not a case of, you know what, I'm just gonna make myself happy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
It's
no,
easier said than done.
It is. It's so much easier said than done.
Right, okay. So, among teenagers, like with African and Caribbean, do you think like pressure from parents plays into why a lot of teenagers are becoming more and more depressed?
Ooh, okay.
I think so.
Well, I'm gonna say yes to that, but obviously different parents have different
Ways of bringing up their children and different ways of dealing with it.
So one thing I can say is, for me personally, I may not be like, I'll give you my opinion, but then speaking on the issue, because the thing is, my parents they don't put too much pressure on me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that at the same time, I've never really felt saddened by anything, but I feel like when I see so many other people and what people do go through, I think pressure from home plays a huge role in people's happiness and sadness and in depression and in anxiety. It's such it's a mental illness which is around us, but people don't notice as much. And sometimes you see people stressed, not because they want something, but because their parents want something for
and
them.
don't get me wrong, like I do understand with our parents, it's coming from a good place. Like they want the best of us. The world is becoming very competitive. I totally understand that. But I think sometimes there's actually more to life. You're not even going to get the best grades if you're not mentally or physically stable. So you actually need to acknowledge. And if you do have a problem, I think talk to your parents about it.
I think that's really important, because with me, like my parents have always like been the type to, they tell you what they expect. This is what I expect. This is this. If you're underperforming, they'll tell you, well, why are you underperforming? Do you need help? Do you need this? Do you need? But I feel like one thing I've learned is communication is really important.
Definitely.
Like I think some days ago I was trying to tell my mom, like, Mommy, these A levels, unless you're doing them for me, we need to reevaluate what we're saying here. But like, I understand the pressure and everything, but I feel like as a child also, if you feel under pressure, you need to find a way to try and
communicate,
relax it out so that it doesn't affect your mental health. Because I think I told someone last week, I was like, your mental health is so important. Without that, you'll be unstable to do so many other things. So whether it's that A you're going for, well, you need to be mentally stable to get it.
Exactly. Right, okay. Now, as we all know, black women are supposed to be seen as strong, resilient, independent, but there is this media connotation that refers to them as scary, the angry black woman, ugly, or they are hypersexualized. And according to statistics, the Mental Health Foundation suggests that African and Caribbean people living in the UK are more likely to be diagnosed with severe mental illness than any other ethnicity in the
That's
UK.
even a new statistic. I didn't know that. See?
What do you think about that?
I'm going to say, I think women in general, not even just black women, are so strong. I'm not even going to lie. I feel like women, they bear the brunt for so many issues. And this is a statistic I'm hearing for the first time. And I feel that is so worrying because so many of the, since we're talking about people of color, so many of the black women I see, most times they're outside their parents or whatever.
They're happy,
so
they're
and
bubbly.
Then, so for this is hard to believe. It's like, oh my gosh, that is shocking. I don't know. I feel like something needs to be done about that. I feel as a society we need to empower each other. We need to be there for each other. And I think that's one thing. Like with people of color, we're always we make it seem like we're always there for each other, but in actual fact, I feel like there's so much competition, there's so much not trying to understand the other person, always thinking like your opinions are and that's not the case. Like even here, we will all have different opinions on this issue, but it's just about hearing each other out and trying to hear from another perspective, understanding what that person is trying to say, and that adding to your knowledge and things like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, with black women, I do think was it Malcolm Malcolm X that said something that the
yeah.
most disrespected woman in the world is the black woman, or
Yeah,
something along those lines. I think black women face a lot of scrutiny in this 21st century. Literally everywhere, hypersexualized. If we don't have no, haven't you noticed with all these magazine covers, when it's a black woman, it's always the baby oil dripping, the glitter. No, do you know what I mean? And then we face issues of cultural appropriation, discrimination in the workplace, racism in school. So these things accumulate, and these things contribute to what are possible reasons of depression, why the depression rate among black women is very high. But I think, well, it's like a wider issue with like institutional racism and stuff like this.
It doesn't just stop here. And the thing is, when discussing issues, one thing that's really important to remember is they all interlink. They all interlink, and that's the problem. Like, whenever I try and talk about something, I always try and know as much as possible, because the worst thing is trying to talk about something and sounding just ignorant.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't like speaking on issues I'm not confident in.
Yeah.
Like,
but I think that's okay, but then at the same time, you should be hungry for knowledge. Like,
Yeah,
nobody knows it all. Like, even that's what I said in the beginning of the video. There are things where you guys should comment below, tell me things that I don't know, enlighten me and educate me, so I can know more as well. And then maybe when next I'm in a debate or in a discussion, I can be like, oh,
this
I know
is
this.
so
I know
important,
this.
because Oscar, I have problems with social media, especially Twitter. Like, okay, I have a Twitter account and everything, but one thing I've noticed, every time I scroll down my timeline, there's always one individual saying something that clearly shows they have not read a book, neither have they researched a topic before they have spoken about
Just
it.
because you see on the internet doesn't
Doesn't
mean
mean
it's
it's
true.
true. Like,
Do
you
your
need
own
to
research.
research.
And I feel like there's no excuse in this day and age. Like, you have internet, you have encyclopedias. Like, I don't know, you have people to talk to.
Yeah.
You should have mentors, parents, or whatever.
Yeah.
So don't come on social media and make very stupid, ignorant, and insensitive comments.
I saw
But I
something
promised myself
yesterday.
this year I'm going to stop like
that left
going
me
back and
gobsmacked.
forth.
I was just gobsmacked. I saw something and I was just like, oh my god, no. And the
No
thing
shade.
is, something I've noticed is people who do that, they're the ones who are never open to listening to others. So you try and say, oh,
So
okay,
they're very
this
adamant
is,
about their
yeah,
views,
this is you try and say, okay, this is an opposing view to this. Like this is, and you're not trying to fight, but they get so up in
It's
arms.
good.
Like,
Do you know
they're
why?
up in
They
arms
don't
and
know
I'm like,
how to challenge their opinions, because even their opinions is formed on pure ignorance. They don't even know why they have that opinion. That's why they
very
come.
sad.
That's why
if
they
you
come.
can't back up your opinion, then
Definitely.
no, that's why I don't even correct people on Twitter anymore. Before I'm going timeline fighting, I can't do that. So I just okay.
Oh yeah, if you guys want to know more about black men and going through depression, there was a hashtag I saw on Twitter. It was #YouGoodMan, and then it's different like black men were sharing their struggles with mental health and about how they should speak up. And I think maybe women or girls, young girls, should allow men to express themselves more. So it's not every day be like, oh, he's moist for telling me how he feels or something like that. Some days allow him to talk, because before you're a boy, you're a human being, and human beings have emotions. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
If you have a guy that's never shown emotions, it's annoying.
It's scary.
Yeah,
I think it's even scary. If you have absolutely no emotions, then I think that's even an alarm bell.
Yeah, it is red. It's a
red
huge
flag,
red
yeah.
flag. Like, it needs to. And also that what Ara was saying about You Good Man, I think you should check that out, because we're females. We can't really speak on the male struggle.
Definitely.
We're not going to understand it. It's the same way we try to tell males, you can't speak on the female
Feminism and stuff
female
like
struggle.
that.
You don't understand that. So we don't understand that. We were just giving you little insight into what we think. You understand?
Is a problem.
From a guy's point of view, it'll be very different, and that may give you more insight into what they're going through and things like that.
Yeah. Is there any other thing you think we should talk about? We should touch on?
Let's see. I think we've touched on almost everything. I think so, anyway.
Well, everything I got anyway.
Yeah.
People said on Snapchat, and I added like my.
It's such a huge topic. It's not
It
possible to like
is,
pinpoint
it
every
is.
single thing. So anyway, oh yeah, I was going to say, if you guys ever do see someone going through something, sometimes it's nice to just ask, would you like to speak about it? But if you're not going to listen, don't ask that question. Genuinely.
And
Like,
if you're not
you
going to
really do.
sympathize, then
don't. And one thing I always tell people is, in life, if we were all a bit more sympathetic and empathetic, so many problems will not be occurring.
Definitely.
If you can just learn to try and be in someone else's shoes, how would I feel if that happened to me?
Exactly.
Like, it's something that would be nicer, but you know me, I'm quite a pacifist child. But yeah,
You're an amazing girl.
but yeah,
But
it's been fun doing this with you, darling.
thank you for coming on here. Demi was a bit.
I was so skeptical, like you guys don't understand. I've probably been counting 1 to 10 in my head. Chill, Derek, chill.
Yeah, well, it's okay. You made some valid points, and you're probably going to make some new friends from this video.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I don't think the idea of mental health among people of color should be dismissed. I think it's something we all need to talk about more and acknowledge it's actually a problem. Because if you sit here and tell me that, oh, you don't think it's a problem, then I think that's a bit like, maybe we're on, you know, two different, serious, two different. Yeah.
Mental health is a huge issue. It is. Even from school, when I see some people going through what they're going through, I really feel sorry for them. And especially, and it's worse when you know they have no one there to like, why are you smiling? What's funny?
Nothing.
Guys, you need to check your list.
No. Because, well, personally, I wouldn't even go as far to say I have been depressed. Or I don't know. I don't want to call it something that it's not. But like I've been,
She's been very sad.
Yeah,
I've
gone through. This is so awkward. But I have gone through a stage of like extreme sadness, and one thing I would say helped is talking to people. I cannot expect my friends to know. Yes, Demi has really helped me. I cannot expect them to know something that I haven't spoken about. Nobody's a mind reader. So I think talk to people as well. If you need to go to counseling, do it. I know schools in the UK, I don't know about America. I think even America or Nigeria should have.
I'm not sure about Nigeria, but
I think
some schools may, but it may not be as publicized. What I think is, and she's right, talking to someone you don't know is sometimes easier than talking to people you know.
They probably will not judge you as.
And even if they do, you probably won't
overtly.
see them again, so it's fine.
Exactly. But yeah, I know there's some like depression hotlines for the UK. Obviously, I don't know about America, but I'll put some in the description box below if I do find some.
Samaritans.
Exactly, the Samaritans. I'll put some websites down below. And I just want everyone to just like, let's help each other, because life is not easy, especially in this day and age. There's so many things going on in the world that I think it's just important to stay sane, or else they'll drive you crazy.
It will.
But yeah, I really appreciate all your love and support, and thank you for all the kind things you guys say. Like, it really means a lot to me.
I'm joking, guys. She really appreciates it.
I really do.
Like, sometimes I feel like she's about to cry, but
I've cried before, but
like
that's another
she
bit.
gets so overwhelmed with the love that you guys show her, and that's the reason I came on here, because of her. Because she's like, let me do that, and I was like,
yeah, because I do feel like Demi would be a good person to it, because she's quite opinionated and quite well read. So thank you so much, guys. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. As I said earlier on, if there are things I did not touch on and you think are still important, please comment below. I know someone else might read the comments and learn more, and
I want to learn from you guys, because I don't think
you don't know it all.
I know enough. I need to know more. So
of course. But yeah, kiss them. Say, wait, what?
Oh, sorry.
1, 2, 3, go.
Mwah.